A new report from ABC News says Medicare copays for a new Alzheimer's drug approved by the FDA last week could reach $11,500, according to the Kaiser Family Foundation. It also said Aduhelm from Biogen would raise Medicare premiums broadly. In-depth analysis from Paul Seegert, managing partner at PCS Advisers, a benefits consulting firm. Paul, how is this possible?
Well, it's a really good example, the best we've seen in a long time, of what is wrong with how we're paying for healthcare and how we're incentivizing the different players in our model. We've got great healthcare. How we pay for it's crazy. This is a perfect example. You've got a $56,000 drug that the FDA has just approved. 3 of the scientists who were on the review panel that made a recommendation to the FDA have resigned because of the 11. In November, 10 said no on recommending to approve it, and 1 said, I don't know. And yet they've still approved a drug that really hasn't shown itself to be effective. And they're going to bill $56,000 a year for each person that's on this drug. It's incredible.
Yeah, so this was an unusual scenario with the FDA approving it despite the advisory board turning thumbs down. Why would that happen?
Well, it's a great question, and unfortunately, there's a lot of financial drivers that drive our whole system. I'm a free market person. I'm not against that, but we're approving this thing and then saying we're going to allow them to do a 9-year confirmatory trial, which in those 9 years, if they do end up confirming that it is not very effective or not that effective or not at all effective, we're going to have spent hundreds of billions of dollars in that time frame. We're looking at on the low end. Kaiser Family Foundation makes some of the lower estimates of what it'll cost the system, and they're suggesting it would cost Medicare $29 billion a year. Medicare spent $90 billion total on drugs in 2020.
Oh my goodness!
This is a huge hit to the system that would require everyone to pay more in premium.
Right. All right. So Biogen, for its part, says it has priced the drug responsibly. But do you take them on their word for that? Do you have doubts? How do you react to that?
I do have doubts. I think it kind of points to a bigger overarching problem that we have that we need to solve, that we've talked about before, and that's simply transparency. The common talking track is that we need to pay high prices for drugs to fund R&D. Yet when we look at the total cost of a drug and where all those dollars go, I think they should have to publish that. When they tell you the drug's going to be $56,000, I'd like for them to share how much of that $56,000 is actually ending up with the manufacturer. Because when those drug increases happen each year in terms of drug prices, actually every 6 months they go up, the manufacturers actually get a smaller number each time. So there's other players in the system, pharmacy benefit managers, as an example, that are adding. They're picking up 30 to 60% of these total ticket amounts for these drugs are going to these players that aren't even really in the supply chain. They're not the manufacturer, they're not the wholesaler, they're not the retailer. And then from that money, if you follow the trail where that money goes, with this drug in particular, each time a doctor prescribes this drug, they stand to get paid $3,360 a year. That's going to encourage a lot of prescriptions for a drug that has not been proven to be effective.
Holy cow. We're speaking with Paul Seegert, managing partner with PCS Advisers, an employee healthcare benefits consulting firm. We're talking about the new drug Aduhelm that's from Biogen and has been approved by the FDA, despite an advisory board giving the thumbs down. And the tremendous cost behind it. I know this. The Kaiser Family Foundation did its number crunching of $29 billion a year for Medicare patients, and that was only if 500,000 signed up for it, right? What do we have, like 6 million something Alzheimer's patients in this country?
Exactly. We really actually have a single drug that could topple the whole system in a way. This is going to be a crazy thing to watch. Because it's not only going to affect federal, this is taxpayers that will fund this. It's not only going to be affecting Medicare at a federal level, but you look at Medicaid. You have people that qualify. There will be some people that have Alzheimer's that are on Medicaid and not Medicare, and then you'll also have people that are dual Medicare and Medicaid. So and these states are going to have to decide, how do we fund our increase in Medicaid costs?
Jeez, right.
And they don't have the ability to just debt spend like the federal government. They they have to either cut other benefits, they're going to have to take money out of other things, education, et cetera, or they're going to have to raise taxes, which is very unpopular. So what will they do?
It's Paul Seegert, managing partner at PCS Advisers.